Shalom, shalom, Israel. Hope everybody had a good new moon. Today's class, trusting in lies, deceiving your own selves. That's something we do day in and day out. Living in the world and also living in the truth. We deceiving our own selves by lying to ourselves, not being truthful with our own self. Not only that, are we letting ourselves be lied to, and we're not taking the time to discern, to search things out, to really look for things for ourselves. We continue to operate like we did in Christianity. Take things at face value and keep it moving. Don't do a diligent inquest and wonder why things ain't changed. It goes back to the class of not listening. So we're going to get into it. Trusting in lies. Deceiving your own selves. Give me Ephesians 5 and 1. Read it when you get there, bro.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 1. Be ye therefore followers of God, as dear children, and walk in love.
And do what?
And walk in love.
Read.
As Christ has loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet smelling Savior.
For a what?
Sweet smelling Savior.
He said the Most High gave you his Son, who set himself up as a sacrifice so you can be well off. He said, take heed to that action. Be followers. Move in the fashion of Christ. Operate with the spirit of Christ. But are we utilizing that love like we're supposed to? Because it's not an emotion. It's an action. Right?
That's right.
So, to love your brother, you got to love yourself as well.
Right.
So if you're not loving yourself, if you're lying to yourself, if you continuing to take and eat lies at face value, take that defiled bread, you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself enough to figure out what's what.
Right.
Read, bro.
But fornication.
But what?
But fornication.
That's something we lie to ourselves on. We're stuck in deceiving. Read.
And all uncleanness or covetousness, that it not be once named among you, as becometh saints.
He say these things cannot be named among you if you're going to be the child of the Most High.
Bring it out.
You can't continue to deceive yourself thinking that you can operate in this spirit and you're going to be good. Your enemy give you all the tools you need to continue to live in the lie. The veil is over your face.
Right. And
you don't want to take the time to lift it. You don't want to really see what's going on. Israel love to follow after the enemy, man. Read, bro.
Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking.
Nor what?
Nor foolish talking.
What Israel like to do?
Foolish talking.
Read.
Nor jesting, which are not convenient.
Which are what?
Not convenient.
He said these things are not convenient. These things cause a hindrance for you.
Right.
This is not something that's going to produce substance.
Bring it out.
You are not going to be able to be an asset because if you're operating in the spirit, he said it is not convenient for you.
Bring it out.
I don't know if y'all be listening, man. Because it seemed like Israel trust in oppression.
That's right, right.
Trust in lies. They feed off of it. It's like you give them their daily dose of energy, man.
Bring it out.
This is the bread and water you need to be taken into.
Right.
Read, Ruth.
Neither filthiness, nor foolish talk, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks.
So do what?
Rather giving of thanks.
He say, give that thanks. And you know how you give that thanks to the Most High and His Son? You operate in the light.
Right.
It takes action, not just your words.
Right.
Read.
For this ye know, that That no whoremonger.
That what?
No whoremonger.
He said that no whoremonger. What you think you is in the truth? You trying to get that second wife and you ain't even got no place for it.
Bring it out.
You ain't got no job. You sitting at home. You sitting up playing your PlayStation 5 and both your wives out there working. Oh, you trying to get that second wife so you get that threesome in, huh? That's the whoremonger spirit. You think operating like that gonna get you somewhere? If you look back at your forefathers, the ones that did have that, then they had their own land.
Bring it out.
Then they had their own businesses. Then they had their own substance. They were well off because they can have a whole nother set of family here in this city. When they travel to do their business, the whole house ready for them. They got a whole setup. Their children are well off. The wife is well off. Back over here, the wife is well off. The children are well off. They have things established. They're not laying up in the same 700 square foot apartment, and y'all are trying to squeeze into that queen size bed.
Bring it out.
Read, bro.
For this ye know, that no whoremonger, no unclean person, nor covetous man.
No what?
Nor covetous man.
When you look at Israel, when they come into this truth, they was nothing in the world.
Bring it out.
Nobody was looking at them. Nobody had their eye on them. But when you get into this truth, you learn a couple precepts. Now you think you can sit in the seat of judgment.
Bring it out.
You think you can sit in the seat and give somebody some advice or give somebody some counseling on the matter you ain't never seen a day in your life on. You still dealing with the same issue the person coming to you with, and you trying to tell them how to be well off, and you ain't even got your stuff in order. Your house upside down, left became right, right became left. He say, you deceiving yourself with this same spirit right here thinking that you well off. Read, bro.
No covetous man, who is an idolater.
Who is a what?
An idolater.
Read.
Hath an inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God.
He say you cannot get your inheritance with these type of spirits. You cannot get your inheritance by deceiving yourself thinking that you are well off. Read, bro.
Let no man deceive you with vain words.
He say, let no man deceive you with vain words. That's not just talking about somebody outside. That's also talking about you.
That's right.
You, your own man. You got two mouths, don't you?
That's right.
You got one you use to speak with out loud for other people to hear. You got one you use in solitude. Deceiving your own self. Telling you this is how you operate. This is good. This gonna work out for you. And it's vice versa than what the Lord said. Read it again, bro.
Let no man deceive you.
He say, don't deceive yourself. Read.
With vain words.
With what?
With vain words.
With something that is not convenient. Read.
For because of these things cometh the wrath of God.
What happened when you deceive yourself?
Cometh the wrath of God.
What happened when you don't listen?
Cometh the wrath of God.
Read.
Upon the children of disobedience.
What are they?
Children of disobedience.
So when you deceiving yourself, when you trusting in lies, when you wallowing in that type of spirit, you now become disobedient. Because it just told you, let no man deceive you. And you deceiving yourself. You your own worst enemy.
That's right.
Look at that video, bro. This right here is one of the biggest deceits that we still fighting because we in the truth with the same mentality. Right. Don't play this right quick, bro. Would you come and tell what the Lord told you? Would you come and tell what the Lord told you? You see what that is, right? You think the Lord talking to somebody that's speaking and doing outside of the Most High?
It's caught me a little off guard, Bishop. A couple of, what was it, 3 or 4 days ago? 3 or 4 days ago, I called. I was at Manpower and being blessed.
Pay attention to the words.
Wrote my check out. I said, you know, I didn't have my checkbook when I got to Pastor White's. when I got to a woman that I loosed the night before, and Pastor White said, you know, write a check for $113,000 for those of you who can. Write a check for $113 for Psalms 113. And I wrote a check for $113,000. And I admit, my intention was to just leave the check and bless God. Because see, I love to give. I've been a giver all my life. And when people have given to you and sown into you, and God has touched them and given you favor. Because see, when you have favor with, come on somebody.
Listen, this is deceiving yourself.
See, they don't understand it where I come from. They don't understand it in Hollywood. But I'm going to tell you something about the blood of Jesus.
Which you have no idea.
All of my life, you know, my mother, she didn't have much to give me. She didn't have millions of dollars. She didn't have some legacy, but she had Jesus. And she taught me about that God. So I didn't even know that he was.
He said, she taught me about that God. He said, let no man deceive you. Play on, bro.
Was trying to build this youth center. I didn't even know it, but I know how important the youth are. So we were sitting in the service, and I leaned up toward him, and I said, I've just been touched to give $1 million. So as
Pause it. He said he's been touched to give $1 million. Who touched you? It wasn't the hand of the Lord. You see, they got the moving, and as soon as they heard them M's, they done had a whole orgasm. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, shalalaboka.
Bring it out.
Should have bought 100, should have bought a ship. Oh, it's coming. Play on, bro.
So when you got up here and you said $1 million, I said, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I know I heard your voice.
You ain't hear nothing, because he don't talk to sinners. Deceiving your own self. Deceiving your own self.
I'm going to tell you right now, when you hear the voice of God, you move. Don't worry about what nobody says to you. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about your enemy. Don't worry about your hater. He will bless you. He will lift you. He will give.
That's who you're moving to right there. Deceiving your own self. But people happen though. Keep watching.
Sometimes you spend too much time worried about your haters. You spend too much time worried about people talking about you. But what you need to understand is that the Bible says in order for you to be blessed, your haters have to be present. How do I know that?
What scripture is that?
Bring that out.
What scripture is that? I've thumbed through this Bible. I've never seen thou shalt have your hater near you to be blessed.
Bring it out.
Deceiving your own self, trusting in lies. This is what we got, man. This right here is the strongest drug on the planet.
That's right.
Go back.
The book of Psalms says he prepareth a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
But that ain't
so
what
in
it
order
means.
for me to eat, they have to be present. So God bless you, Bishop. I pray right now that you will continue.
You see that? You see how they take that? All right? You your own enemy. You preparing the table for yourself.
Bring it out.
Deceiving yourself. Thinking that you operating, listening to the word of the Most High. This is why this is so important, man. This is why it's so important. Deceiving your own self. Have no understanding what that's meaning. Because he's an enemy to his own self and everybody in that building right now.
Right.
Play on, bro.
Continue to do everything you're doing. I pray his anointing will stay upon you. I pray the power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in the chair. God, I thank you for your blessings.
Trusting in lies. So what is this foolishness? That's enough, man. That's enough. That's enough. Trusting in lies, man. Deceiving your own self. This is a circus act.
That's right.
This is a play off of emotions so your wallet can be empty by the time you leave that door.
That's right.
It's an agenda. And nobody is giving you the food that you need in there. And nobody is giving you the water that you will not thirst anymore. Give me Jeremiah 7 and 8. Read that when you get there, bro. Jeremiah 7 and 8.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 8. Behold, ye trust in lying words.
You what?
Trust in lying words.
What they did?
Trust in lying words.
Read.
They cannot profit.
They what?
They cannot profit.
He say them words. Trusting in them lying words. Trusting in them actions. Trusting in them evil thoughts. He say they don't profit you. Not how you think they do. The only profit you got is death that's looming over your head. Read, bro.
Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye know not?
That's exactly what you just witnessed. That is exactly what you just witnessed. They are destroying the spirit. They're committing murder on your spirit.
Bring it out.
They're committing murder on the spirit of Israel, and they stealing from you all at the same time.
That's right.
They're stealing your time. They're stealing your money.
Right.
They're stealing your spirit.
Bring it out.
But you trusting in oppression. You swear into those false words, man. And you following them as your gods. Read, bro.
And come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations.
That's exactly what's going on in Israel right now. They're delivering themselves by deceiving themselves, trusting in their own lies and the lies around them, and they are committing abomination after abomination after abomination.
Bring it out.
And they think that they're going to get somewhere. They think that their God is talking to them, that he touches them. Read, bro.
In this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes?
Has it what?
Become a den of robbers in your eyes?
It has become a den of robbers. That is the biggest drug on the planet, bro.
That's right.
It's become a den of robbers of physical and spiritual. Because half the people sitting in there don't want to hear what God truly got to say. They don't want to hear what God truly got to tell them.
Bring it out.
Because if you tell them that they shouldn't be in there and they freakum dress on, oh, not my Jesus.
Bring it out.
My pastor say I can do this. And by them feeding into those lies, giving them their own sense of life, you therefore pass that on to everybody you interact with. Right? Your mama, your brother, your sister, your children, your husband, your wife. Hell, the people you work with. This is a dangerous spirit to have, man. Trusting in lies and deceiving your own self. That's just like when you see in your movies when the people are so dehydrated that they see mirages. Searching throughout the desert thinking that they done found them an oasis of water and ain't nothing but in dry land. Deceiving their own self.
Right.
Deceiving your own self.
Right.
Following after those mirages. Read it again, bro. Verse 11.
In this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, even I have seen it, said the Lord.
And the Most High say, man, I've seen it, and 2/3 of them gotta go.
Bring it out.
It's happening, man. And it's continuing to happen, even in the truth. Because you got your so-called leaders that put themselves up in that same format. That sprinkle down the lies on the congregation. That have ill will to steal, kill, and destroy Israel. Those are the terrorists that the Bible speaks about. Those are the terrorists that the Most High tell you have your eyes up, head on the swivel. Give me Ephesians 5 and 6 again.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words.
He say, let no man deceive you with vain words. Don't get caught up in your own head lying to your own self. Read.
For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
He say, because of you doing these things, you are going to reap the punishment of being a disobedient child. And look at the estate that you're in. Has anything changed? Look at yourself. Look at your family. Are you well off right now?
Bring it out.
Are you able to do the things that you really want to do? Can you just up and leave work for a week and be well off? Not have to worry about no bills. Not have to worry about if you're going to have enough money to make sure your fridge is full. Can you step away? Can you miss work? Show in 3-4 minutes later and not have to worry about getting fired? Deceiving your own self, thinking that things is well off, and you are in the lower state. All because of your actions, which is not washing your mind. Trusting in lies and deceiving your own self. Thinking that things are the way that you need them to be. But that ain't what God told you. That ain't how He told you to operate. Read it again, bro.
Let no man deceive you with vain words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
He say, don't be a fool. Give me Proverbs 14:15. Let's see what constitutes a fool.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believeth every word.
He say the fool believe every word. Now everybody that was just in that room listening to that whole foolishness, and they gonna take that to heart and they gonna move with it. He say the simple, they believe every word. But what the wise do, bro, read.
But the prudent man,
the diligent man, read.
Looketh well to his going.
He said he gonna check things out. He gonna make sure he ain't getting lied to. He gonna do his diligent inquisition. Let me make sure he ain't tripping. Let me see what shalalabok mean, because I ain't never seen what that is.
Bring it out.
Should have bought a Honda, should have bought a Chevy. Sound like you need to go to a car lot. These lies are set up to keep you away from your God, man. The true goal of an Israelite, man, is to love your God and to love your brothers and sisters. All of the other laws fall in line with that. Because if you loving on your brothers and sisters like you love yourself, you're going to make sure you're doing right. You're going to make sure they doing right. You're going to make sure things is well off. You're going to make sure things is in place. All of these things encompass each other. But if you're continuing to put other gods before them, if you're continuing to operate as if you good, you deceiving yourself. Go back. Ephesians 5 and 7.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
He say, don't partake in the foolishness. Don't partake in being deceived. Unhook yourself from the matrix. Read.
For ye were sometimes darkness.
He say, for ye were sometimes darkness. Read.
But now are ye light in the Lord.
He say, but now, this is how you receive that light. By renewing your mind, changing your ways, actually doing a diligent inquest on what's going on, asking questions on how to move forward and progress. The information is there. The Most High told you it's right there. It's nigh unto you. But you got to reach out and grab it. Or you still got to veil on with that mirage in your face thinking that you're grabbing what you're looking for. And you ain't doing nothing but touching darkness. Read, bro.
For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light.
He say, do what?
Walk as children of the light.
He say, do what?
Walk as children of the light.
He say to walk in righteousness. Walk in obedience. Don't be a fool. Don't sow that seed of discord. He say, walk as children of light. Read.
For the fruit of the Spirit.
For the what?
For the fruit of the Spirit.
Read.
Is in all goodness and righteousness and truth.
Read.
Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord.
What does walking in the Spirit do?
Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord.
The fruitful works of that Spirit?
Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord.
He say, proving what is acceptable unto the Most High. And if you're doing things that are acceptable unto the Most High, what you think he going to do for you? He going to keep his end of the covenant. That you're going to be well off.
Right.
That you're going to have safety. That you're going to have assurity. That you ain't going to have to worry about too many issues. And the ones that do, you already got plans in place to keep things good.
Right.
It's called preparation. Let's talk about some of those fruits. Give me Matthew 7 and 15.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 15.
So let's talk about the darkness leading into the fruits. Read.
Beware of false prophets.
He say, beware of false teachers. Beware of false leaders. Beware of your own self. Because your mind, you will deceive your own self.
That's right.
Read.
Which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Read.
Ye shall know them by their fruit.
You gonna what?
You shall know them by their fruit.
The Most I said that spirit, the fruit of the Spirit, right? Read.
Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs or thistles?
He say, do men gather grapes of thorns and figs of thistles? When the last time you ate a thorn? Huh? You think that'll be well off for you? He say you're going to be known by your works. Read.
Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
He say every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. So if you lying to yourself, if you're letting yourself get lied to, if you're being deceived, what type of fruit you think you're going to bring in? You haven't been told the right information. You haven't been given the game on how to operate. So you think your fruit are going to be reasonable? You think what you're bringing is going to be usable? Read, bro.
But a corrupt tree.
But a what?
A corrupt tree.
Living in lies.
A corrupt tree.
Deceiving your own self.
A corrupt tree.
Read.
Bringeth forth evil fruit.
It do what?
Bringeth forth evil fruit.
So you having that same spirit, you're going to feed that fruit to your family. You're going to feed that fruit to your brother. You're going to sow that seed. And that blood going to be on your hand. This is why it's so important, man, to wake up. To stop trusting in lies, man. Stop trusting in the lies of the world. Stop trusting in the lies of your enemy. Pick up a book and read. Do your diligent inquest. Ask questions. If the things you get in not falling in line with what the word say, you might want to take another look at what you're doing. Don't get lied to. Wake up. Read.
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
He say living and trusting in lies, deceiving your own self, cannot bring forth good fruit. Read.
Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
Read.
Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down.
He say every tree that does not bring forth good fruit. What happened, bro?
It's hewn down.
He say it's cast away. Read.
And cast into the fire.
Read.
Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them.
He say whereby by their actions, by their thought process, by how they move, by what they say, by the things that they do, how they treat you, how they treat themselves. He say you're going to be known by that. Have you been loving on your brother?
Yeah.
Have you been loving on your sister? Have you been giving them words of encouragement?
Yeah.
Have you been giving that information that they need? Or have you been a hindrance to the movement?
Yeah.
Have you been lacking the spirit and lax in your actions?
Yeah.
Have you been holding your brothers back because you don't want to get up and put your hands to the plow? You put all the work off on your brothers.
Bring it out.
Oh, you don't want to gather with your sisters and be in joy. You just want to sit over there and pout because a sister got something on that you wanted, or a sister doing something that you wanted to do, or a sister look a certain way and you self-conscious about yourself. It's time to lead those things to the world, man. Read the last part again, verse 20. Verse 20, Matthew 7:20.
Wherefore, by their fruit you shall know them.
He say, whereby these things you will know them. Give me Isaiah 56:10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 56 and verse 10. His watchmen are blind.
He say what?
His watchmen are blind.
Read.
They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
This is what's going on in Israel right now. In the truth and outside of the truth. Trusting in lies and deceiving your own self. He say the people that's supposed to be looking out for you ain't even looking out for you. They're not giving you the game on how to be well off, on how to be in that surety and safety. You still got sisters and brothers out in the world that still continuing to go to these buildings, sit in front of these people, open up their wallet, and get lied to right directly in their face.
Bring it out.
He said his watchmen are blind because technically they're supposed to be watchmen, right? That's their congregation. Those are their quote unquote children that they need to be guiding, right?
That's right.
Even in the truth. You got your leadership, your elders that still got you believing in Harry Potter. Walking on water, turning water into wine. Telling you that a spaceship's flying around coming to get you. See the spaceship coming. On some George Clinton. The mothership is right around the corner. They say his watchmen are blind, man. Read, bro. Put the air on the mind.
Yea, they are greedy dogs.
They are what?
Greedy dogs.
They are what?
Greedy dogs.
Read.
Which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand.
That can what?
Cannot understand.
Read.
They all look to their own way.
What they do?
Look to their own way.
Receiving their own self.
Look to their own way.
Trusting in lies.
Look to their own way.
Read.
Everyone for his gain.
He say everyone for his gain. That don't sound like being well off for you. That sound like something being selfish, right? That's how you operate when you're deceiving yourself. Read.
From his quarter.
Give me Isaiah 29 and 10. Is that what I want?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
He said he did what?
Poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
You are in deep sleep when you are not operating in the light. You are now have set yourself up to be susceptible to the lies. Deceiving yourself, thinking that you walking in the light and you living in darkness. He said he poured out the spirit of deep sleep. Read.
And hath closed your eyes.
He did what?
Hath closed your eyes.
Put that veil over your face. Read.
The prophet and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered.
Read.
And the vision of all is become unto you as the word of a book that is sealed.
That is what?
That is sealed.
Like you living in lies. Like you following after the deceit of your own mind. It's literally you sealing yourself out.
Check it out.
How you gonna understand what's coming out of here? If you're not living, if your life don't match up to the way it's supposed to be, how you think you're gonna get the information, the understanding you need? How you think you're gonna be able to slowly pull yourself out of that old man, out of that old woman? Read, bro.
Which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this.
He say, do what?
Read this.
What they gotta do?
Read this.
To break down them lies.
Read this.
To cast off that own self-doubt.
Read this.
Read.
I prayed thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed.
Because what?
It is sealed.
They in that deep sleep.
It is sealed.
Living in deceit.
It is sealed.
Lying to themselves.
It is sealed.
Read.
And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this. I prayed thee. And he said, I am not learned.
Because he covered up your eyes. By you lying to yourself, by you living in those same spirits, living in that fornication, living with that whoremonger spirit, living with that hatred towards your brother, having the covetous spirit on you, looking at your brother like he just some Negro, lying to your own self, trying to be Mr. Precept King, Mr. Precept of Proverber, and not knowing how to hammer a nail. Not knowing how to truly feed your family. All you doing is trusting in oppression and relying on your enemy to give you that paycheck. But what happened when your job go belly up? What hustle you got? Deceiving your own self that you good, that you well off, that you know a couple precepts and you good. You still that same man you was in the world before you put the fringes on. You just got more style to yourself. Deceiving your own self, man. Read.
Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth.
He said, as much as they draw near me with their mouth. You just seen a whole example of that. Drawing near to him with their mouth. Read.
And with their lips to do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me.
What they did?
Remove their heart far from me.
Trusting in them lies.
Remove their heart far from me.
Having that deceitful mind.
Remove their heart far from me.
He said your mind is completely gone. This is who you honoring. Give me that picture of Caesar again. You operating with that still in your mind. Even today. Right now. And for some of you within the truth, you just changed the color of him, but he's still operating as if you still got this spirit on. You just look at him with a brown face instead of a red face. Read, bro.
And their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
He say the fear is taught by the precept of men. The men that don't even fear the Most High. They don't even have the knowledge that they need to give you so that you can be well off. He say that precept of men, that's what you learned on. That's your tradition. That's your holidays. That's how you operate when you come into your school. That's how you look at your brother. That's how you look at your sister. That's how you deal with one another. By the precept of men. Trusting in lies, and deceiving your own self. Read. Verse 14. Verse 14.
Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish.
He said the what?
The wisdom of their wise men shall perish.
He said the wisdom of your wise men shall perish. Read.
And the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid.
Give me Ephesians 5 and start at 11.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
He says, separate yourself from the things that's going to cause you to lie to yourself. The things that's going to cause you to deceive yourself, operating in the darkness. Read.
But rather reprove him.
But do what?
But rather reprove him.
But rather get that correction. Read.
For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret.
He says it's a shame to even speak on the darkness, man. Because you deceived yourself so much that you think that you living in the light. You got that mirage in front of you. You think that the room is well lit, everything bright. You still stumbling in the dark, groping at noonday. You smitten with madness. Because you've deceived yourself thinking that you well off. You deceived yourself thinking that all I had to do was learn some precepts. You deceived yourself thinking that all I had to do was pick up this book and learn Deuteronomy 28:68. Tell the white man he the devil. Sister, you need to put on some pants. You need to take off the pants and put on the dress. And then some of you telling the sisters to take off the dress and put on the pants.
Bring it out. Right.
It's time to wake up. Deceiving your own self, man. You ain't doing nothing but causing a slow death. And for some of you, it's going to be quick. That dark cloud is looming over you. And you wonder why ain't nothing going the way you need it to. Give me that in Proverbs 11 and 20. Let's touch on that on fellowship.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 20. They that are of a froward heart.
He say, they that are a deceitful mind, read.
Are abomination to the Lord.
Are an abomination to the Most High, or filth to the Most High. When you live in your life in lies, when you continue to lie to yourself, thinking that you walking in light and you living in darkness, you are what?
An abomination to the Lord.
Read.
But such as are upright in their way are his delight.
He say, but you that are walking in the actual light, you that are loving on your brother, you that are loving on your sister, you that are gaining the knowledge and information you need to make sure your family are well off, you are being a selfless person by making sure you good so that you can be well off for your brother. Because if you not living right, if you not following by the Most High, if you not living your life in the light, don't you think that you causing problems for the man next to you? Because they can get checked off of your action.
That's right.
This is why this is so serious, man. Living in lies, deceiving your own self, thinking that you got it and you don't.
Bring it out.
You still got the same spirits you had on you in the world. You just brought them to the truth.
That's right.
And we are continuing to see it day in and day out. Israel loved controversy. Israel loved to argue. Israel loved to have issues with each other. Versus gathering yourselves together like the Most High say do. Versus coming to the table and really doing that diligent inquest and see what's right.
Bring it out.
Nah, you just want to continue to trust in oppression and deceive your own self. Read 21.
Verse 21. Though hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
He say by you living in darkness, By you trusting in your own lies, deceiving yourself, he say, it's not going to go unpunished. Read.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
He said, but if you living right, if you got your eyes on, using them to see, got your ears on, using them to hear, you're going to be well off because you're going to see what's what. You're going to be able to see through the darkness because you done cut the light on.
Bring it out.
It's hard. It's hard when you out there moving by yourself in that spirit, with that selfish spirit on you, versus gathering yourselves together, learning what you need to do, instead of coming with strife, causing issues, sowing the seed of discord, passing the foul bread. Every step we take forward as a nation, we got to take 8 steps back because somebody want to be a Negro.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Because somebody want to trust in their own lies that they've been lying to themselves, thinking that they got it. Thinking that you well off because you a Facebook Israelite. You a solo light.
Bring it out.
Thinking all you got to do is get in the studio and make a song and you good. What knowledge do you have to offer the nation to push us forward? We are so far behind the enemy, it's crazy.
Bring it out.
But yeah, we still trusting in oppression. Nobody is trying to move forward. Nobody is trying to learn anything. Nobody is trying to get their hands dirty and have a trade.
Bring it out.
They just want to sit down, man, and wait on their enemy. Lying to themselves, man, trusting in the lie. Deceiving their own self. Go back. Give me Ephesians 11 again.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove it.
He said, have no fellowship with them, because by you following in darkness, he said, you're going to get punished.
That's right.
Don't think that it's going to go unchecked. Just like growing up with your mama. You thought she didn't let some things get slide by, and she come bust in their room, catch you off guard. Oh, you thought I forgot, huh?
Bring it out.
That's exactly how the Most High gonna do you.
Bring it out.
Trusting in lies, deceiving your own self, thinking that you good. Read, bro.
For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret.
Read.
But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light.
They are made manifest by the light. Read.
For whatsoever doeth make manifest is light. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest.
He say, awake thou that sleepest. Remember, he said he poured upon you the deep sleep because you living in lies. Lying to yourself, deceiving your own self, thinking that you got it and you don't. Thinking that you know everything and you don't. Thinking just because you know Deuteronomy 28:68 that you can be a leader.
Bring it out.
Read 14 again.
Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleep.
He say, cast off the lies of the enemy. Cast off the lies of yourself, because by you lying to yourself, you have now made your own self an enemy. Read.
Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead.
What they got to do?
Arise from the dead.
Leave them lies alone.
Arise from the dead.
Stop deceiving themselves.
Arise from the dead.
Stop being a hindrance to the nation.
Arise from the dead.
Read.
And Christ shall give thee light.
He gonna what?
Give thee light.
He gonna what?
Give thee light.
That's what you should be searching for, man.
That's right.
This is what you should be searching for. The lies are darkness. The lies are deceiving yourself. The light, man, is operating in truth.
That's right.
In love.
That's right.
Both are actions. Give me Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 3:18. Let's get some more of this light.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 18. Let no man deceive himself.
He say, do what?
Let no man deceive himself.
He say, let no man deceive himself. Let no man trust in his own lives. Read.
If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world.
He say, if any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, in the darkness, read.
Let him become a fool.
Let him what?
Become a fool.
Let him what?
Become a fool.
And we already know that a fool is going to get punished. Read.
That he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God.
He said the wisdom of this world, living in darkness, is foolishness to the Most High.
That's right.
Read.
For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
He said he going to take the wise in their own craftiness. You are literally setting yourself up for failure.
That's right.
He going to give you the tools you need to succeed in darkness, which the reward of that is death.
That's right.
Read, bro.
And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain.
That they are what?
They are vain.
That they are what?
They are vain.
That they are not convenient.
Right.
Those wicked thoughts, those lies that you got roaming around, rustling in the darkness. He say, those thoughts are vain. And you're going to get checked for them. You're going to create your own disaster. But you wonder why ain't nothing moving for you. You wonder why ain't nothing is well out for you right now. It's because you literally throwing traps and snares in front of yourself and falling in every one of them.
That's right.
Go back and give me Galatians 6:3.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 3. For if a man think himself to be something.
If a man think himself to be wise in this world, read.
When he is nothing.
When he is what?
He is nothing.
Read.
He deceiveth himself.
He do what?
He deceiveth himself.
Trusting in lies.
He deceiveth himself.
Deceiving your own self.
That's right.
That's that darkness, man.
That's right.
That's that trying to be Mr. Precept and Proverb.
Bring it out.
But you don't know how to change the oil in your car, though, bro.
Bring it out.
You don't even know how to check the dipstick.
That's right.
Barely know how to put gas in. But you try to chew on the meat of the Bible.
Bring it out.
Give me Ephesians 5:15.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools.
He say, see that you walk circumspectly. Read.
Not as fools.
Not as what?
Not as fools.
Not in the darkness. Read.
But as wise.
But as what?
But as wise.
One that is in the light. Read.
Redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Because of what?
Because the days are evil.
Look at what's going on right now, man. The Most High say he gonna give you the tools to destroy yourself if you're living in darkness.
Right.
Those days are evil. And those days we living in are still right now. We are still causing our own harm.
That's right.
Because we don't want to listen. We don't want to cast off that old man. We don't want to cast off that old woman. We want to continue to wallow in our lust, wallow in our own deceit, and then wonder why ain't nothing moving. Wondering why we still struggling. Hell, you the reason. Deceiving your own self that you got it. Read, bro. Verse 16.
Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore, be ye not unwise.
He say, wherefore, be ye not unwise. Read.
But understanding.
But what?
But understanding.
He say, be not as a fool, but be understanding. Read.
what the will of the Lord is.
He say, what the will of the Most High is, which is loving the Most High. Walking in the light. Loving your brother.
Bring it out.
Loving your sister. And everything else is going to fall right in line.
That's right.
The one thing we don't do, and the one thing that Israel is struggling with, I should say, is positivity.
That's right.
Is extending that brotherly and sisterly hand.
Bring it out.
It's looking at each other as if we are Christ. Versus looking at each other as if we the enemy.
Bring it out.
If you not in this school, you not in it, If you ain't here, you ain't got 100% of the truth.
Bring it out.
If you ain't telling this, bro, it's all foolishness. He said, if you seem yourself to be wise, man, you deceiving yourself.
That's right.
Read, bro. Verse 18.
And be not drunk with wine.
And be not what?
Drunk with wine.
He say, don't be caught in the lies, man. That's what that wine is. Your doctrines. Your thought process. Your actions. How you operate with people.
Bring it out.
Read.
Wherein is access. But be filled with the Spirit.
What they need to be filled with?
Filled with the Spirit.
Give me John 17 and 17. He say, don't be drunk on the lies, man. Don't deceive yourself with access, but be in the Spirit. Read that when you get there, Bruce. John 17.
The book of John, chapter 17 and verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
Thy what?
Thy word is truth.
Thy what?
Thy word is truth.
That's what's going to get your spirit right.
That's right.
That's what's going to have you walking in the light.
That's right.
But you got to listen. You got to unblock your ears. You got to cast off that old man. You got to take them lies, throw them in the trash can, and stop deceiving yourself.
That's right.
You got to wash yourself. Sanctify yourself. Cleanse yourself through the word.
That's right. Right.
And live in the truth and stop living in your lies.
Bring it out.
He didn't say sanctify yourself through the lies. He didn't say sanctify yourself through the deceiving your own mind. He said sanctify yourself through the truth. That's the one thing we don't want to do. Because the truth encompasses more than just the word. It's your actions.
That's right.
It's how you treat yourself.
Bring it out.
It's how you treat your brother. It's how you treat your sister.
Bring it out.
It's how you take care of your family. It's how you prepare. It's how you speak. It's how you present yourself.
That's right.
But we deceiving our own selves thinking that we got it and we don't. Thinking that we operating in the light and we still living in darkness. Give me Jeremiah 17 and 7.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord.
He said, blessed is the man that is wise, man, that leans on the Most High. Read.
And whose hope the Lord is.
Read.
For he shall be as a tree planted by the water.
He said, you're going to be that tree planted by the waters. What happens with that tree planted by the water? You continually getting fed. You continually getting nourishment. You continually getting all of the things you need to be well off.
That's right.
Read.
And that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. But her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit.
He say, by you being by the water, you're going to be covered from all opposition. He say you're going to be producing fruit well off. You are going to be an asset.
Bring it out. Right.
Because you are continuing to soak up the nourishment. You're continuing to soak up the good. You're continuing to live in the light. He said you're going to look good. You're going to feel good. You're going to have the energy you need to put out for your brothers. You're going to be that example that your brother needs. You may be that one, bro. Your brother been having a horrible day, and just your energy, just by you coming around, man, having a smile on your face, can change everything around.
Bring it out.
That's what you get. That's your reward by being that tree planted by the water. Read.
The heart is deceitful above all things.
He say, but your heart, your mind will deceive yourself. Your mind will start trusting in lies. Your mind will leave you afar off. Will uproot yourself from the water and put yourself back in the back of the woods. No water, no sunlight, no nothing. In solitude, darkness, and loneliness. Trusting in your own lives will have you leave where you were planted, where the good graves was at, with an abundance of water, no more thirst, and now you back to dying of dehydration.
Bring it out.
Read 9 again.
The heart is deceitful above all things.
Read.
And desperately wicked.
He's saying desperately wicked. When you don't cast off that old man, you are desperately wicked. You are desperately living in the dark, groping in darkness. Read.
Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart.
He say the Most High is going to search your heart. Read.
I try the reins.
He said he going to try to make sure you do what you say do. He going to try to make sure, is this a wheat or is this a turkey?
Bring it out.
He check it. Read.
Even to give every man according to his ways.
He say even to give you according to your ways. He just said earlier that he going to give you the tools of your own destruction. Because he's searching out your heart. Okay, he want to be wicked. Okay, let's go and give him that he need to go and put himself in the dirt. Keep him the walking dead. Read, bro.
And according to the fruit of his doing.
And according to the fruit of your doing. What you got to show for? Where your positivity at?
Bring it out.
Where the knowledge that you're passing on to your brothers at?
Bring it out.
Where the knowledge that you're passing on to your sisters at?
Bring it out.
That's the one thing our sisters don't do is like to smile at each other.
Bring it out.
They'll smile at each other, but they won't smile at each other.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
They'll be frenemies, give you a nice little smirk, and be talking ill about you all behind your back.
That's right.
And the sister thinks she out there because she got her friends just touching the floor.
Bring it out.
That's not fruitful. You think that type of energy, that type of spirit is going to be prosperous? You think that type of spirit is going to be good? What you think you're going to do to the next sister? Casting off that defiled bread, causing more and more darkness. Read, bro. Verse 11.
As the partridge sitteth on eggs and hatches them not, so he that getteth riches, and not by right, shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool.
And what?
And at his end shall be a fool.
He said, if you don't be wise, if you don't operate in the light, if you continue to trust in lies and deceive your own self, you are going to end up a very sad fool.
Bring it out.
You're going to be hurt. You're going to think everybody your enemy. You're going to think everybody out to get you. You're going to think everybody got an issue with you. You think everybody the problem and you the solution.
Bring it out.
By trusting in lies, by deceiving your own self, you are literally separating yourself from everybody else. And you see how it is for Jake when he out here by himself.
Right.
Ain't no protection. Ain't no guidance. Because you in darkness. Go back. Give me Amos 3:1.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you. O children of Israel.
He telling you now, man, stop walking in darkness. Read.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
He gonna do what?
Punish you for all your iniquities.
Acting like a fool.
Punish you for all of your iniquities.
Trusting in them lies.
Punish you for all your iniquities.
Deceiving your own self.
Punish you for all your iniquities.
Read.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
How can the light walk with the darkness?
Bring it out.
They're not in agreement.
Bring it out.
How can you say that you're walking with the Most High and you got a head full of lies?
Bring it out.
Mind is shrouded in darkness. But you living for your brother though. But you doing the will of the Most High though.
Bring it out.
You trying to be a light, but you are literally shrouded in darkness. Because you trusting in lies. You built up your own deceit in your mind. Living your life with the mirage in front of you. You got the veil casted over your face.
That's right.
He said you're going to get punished, man, for that mind state. You're going to get punished for that spirit. You're going to get punished for those actions.
That's right.
In the truth and outside of the truth. We still got brews operating just like this. We still got sisters operating just like this. Thinking that they're in agreement and they're in darkness. The Most High is light. You walking in darkness. Y'all, there's no agreement there. It's time to wake up, man. Give me Ecclesiastes 5 and 6.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 6. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin.
He says, suffer not your mouth to cause your flesh to sin. We got two of them. Trusting in lies.
Bring it out.
Deceiving your own self.
Bring it out.
Read it again, bro.
Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin.
Read.
Neither say thou before the angel that it was an error. Wherefore should God be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thine hand?
What he gonna do?
Destroy the work of thine hand.
By you not watching your mouth. By you trusting in them lies, deceiving your own self. He say every work of your hand is gonna be null and void.
Bring it out.
You can't climb out of the darkness if you don't see the way out. And you can't see a way out without light.
Right.
So what does it sound like you need, Israel? You need to renew your mind.
Right.
Give me 2 Thessalonians 2 and 10.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 10. And with all deceitfulness and unrighteousness in them that perish.
In them that perish, read.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
They receive what?
Not the love of the truth.
Read.
That they might be saved.
He say, instead of you receiving the love of the truth, you continuing to trust in lies. You continuing to deceive your own self when you could have been well off and saved.
Bring it out.
Read, bro, verse 11.
And for this, cause God shall send them strong delusion.
He say, God gonna do what?
Send them strong delusion.
Read.
That they should believe a lie.
That they should what?
Believe a lie.
Trusting in lies.
Bring it out.
Deceiving your own self.
Bring it out.
Living in darkness. You see how you want to move, the Most High gonna get it right to you. He say giving you strong delusions, man. Thinking that you operating in the light and you living in darkness.
Bring it out.
That's that mirage, man.
That's right.
See if you can find a video, bro. See if you can find me a mirage video, bro. Keep reading, verse 11 again.
And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion.
Read.
That they should believe a lie.
That they should believe a lie. That they should live in darkness. Read.
That they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
That they all may be damned that believe not the truth. That don't sound like safety. That don't sound like you well off.
Bring it out.
That don't sound like anything positive. That sounds like you're going to be hurt. That sounds like you're going to be living in sadness. That sounds like you're going to be lonely in spirit. That sounds like you ain't going to have no assurity. Read it again, bro.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
He said that sounds like a miserable life. That sounds like a miserable life. And it sounds like something we all living right now. For the ones that don't want to wake up, don't want to stop lying to themselves, living in the world thinking that they well off. He said he gonna cast strong delusions on your mind. You got that? Go on, bring it in, bro. That'll work. That'll work. That's what a mirage, man, is a trick of the life. Right? Your mind. Right? You already dehydrated from not being by the water. You uprooted yourself. You sitting in the back of the woods, shrouded in darkness. Your mind is already susceptible to be harmed. And you seeing what you want to see. That's that mirage. Give me, that's enough of that one, bro. Give me Isaiah 52:1. We 52. Read that when you get there, bro.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and verse 1. Awake, put on thy strength.
What they gotta do?
Awake, put on thy strength.
Cast off them delusions.
Awake, put on thy strength.
Read.
O Zion, put on thy beautiful garment.
He say, wash your mind. Read.
O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come unto thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
He say, no more will you be shrouded in darkness. Read.
Shake thyself from the dust.
He say, do what?
Shake thyself from the dust.
Cast off the delusions. Read.
Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
He say, loose yourself from deceiving yourself, man. Cast off those lies that you've been living in. Read.
O captive daughter of Zion.
Oh, what?
O captive daughter of Zion.
You putting yourself in captivity. Trusting in the lies, deceiving your own self. You putting yourself in a box. Read.
Who thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught.
You have what?
Ye have sold yourselves for naught.
Deceiving yourself.
Have sold yourselves for naught.
Living in them lies.
Have sold yourself for naught.
Operating in darkness.
Have sold yourself for naught.
Read.
And ye shall be redeemed without money.
He say, it's time, man, to awake. Cast off that dust, man. Wake up from that deep sleep. Search for the light. That's right. It's always been near unto you. The question is, do you want it? Give me Isaiah 55:7.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord.
What they got to do?
Return unto the Lord.
Casting off those lies in their own mind. You got to return unto the Most High. Stop deceiving your own self. Let go of that wicked way. Let go of that unrighteous man and put on that new man. Read.
And he would have mercy upon them.
And what's going to happen?
He will have mercy upon them.
Read.
And to our God, for he will abundantly pardon.
He said, you're going to be well off. You're going to be good. But what happened? Read.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
He said, for his thoughts are not your thoughts. So them lies that you've been passing on, the deceit that you've been living in is not the thoughts of the Most High. It's not how he operates. It's not how he moves. Read.
Neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord. As for the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
Read.
As the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth.
But what?
But watereth the earth.
Read.
And maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater.
So, you gotta operate in the light. You gotta operate in the light. You gotta cast off those lies. You gotta cast off that deceit. Because if not, you can't be like the water, man. You can't be that help. He said the water watereth the earth. The earth produces the food. The food is good for your nourishment. The nourishment is good for your life. You don't fit into that cycle when you're living in lies.
That's right.
You don't fit into that cycle when you're deceiving yourself.
That's right.
You don't fit into that cycle when you're living in darkness. You can't grow in darkness. Think about that. What food did you know? What thing of substance that you know grow in darkness?
Yeah.
Exactly. GMO.
Yeah.
Read, bro.
So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Read.
It shall not return unto me void.
He say it's not going to return void, because now by you listening, by you opening up your ears, you casting off that old man, doing away with them lies, you are now being a, what's the word I'm looking for? You are now being an asset. Read.
But it shall accomplish that which I please.
He say, but it's going to accomplish that which he please. You are going to be an asset. Read.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
So you got to cast off these lies, man.
That's right.
You got to start using your mind. You got to start asking the proper questions. You got to start seeking and doing your diligent inquest. If not, you're going to continue to deceive yourself thinking that you got it. If the person that's telling you these things, if you look at their life and they nowhere near where you think they should be, especially if thus said the Lord, don't you think you should probably stop listening to them?
That's right. Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Stop living in darkness. We coming to a close, Israel. Give me James 1 and 22.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 22.
We'll start at 21.
Verse 21. Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness.
He say, lay apart all filthiness. Do away with the lies. Cast off the deceit. Read.
And superfluity, and naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul.
Which is what?
Which is able to save your soul.
Which is able to bring you to the light. Read.
Be ye doers of the word.
What you got to do?
Be ye doers of the word.
He say you got to listen. You got to put into action the things that are given. You got to pay attention. You got to stop using your mouth to cause discourse. You got to stop using your mouth to sow lies. You got to stop using your mouth to deceive yourself and the people around you. He say, be ye doers of the word. Read.
And not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
What they doing?
Deceiving your own selves.
What Israel been doing?
Deceiving your own selves.
He say, be doers of the word, man, and stop deceiving yourself, man. Stop being just hearers only and not putting it into action. It's time to wake up, man. Give me one more. Give me Romans 13 and 11 and we out. Read that when you get there, bro.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time.
That what?
That now it is high time.
That now it is high time. This very moment, this very hour, this very minute, this very second. That now it is high time. Read.
To awake out of sleep.
To do what?
To awake out of sleep.
Cast out that darkness.
To awake out of sleep.
Put off them lies.
To awake out of sleep.
Stop deceiving yourself.
To awake out of sleep.
Read.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
He say our salvation is way nearer than when we believe. When you believed in them lies, when you believed in that darkness, he say, now your salvation is here. It's nigh. It's right next to you. Reach out and grab it, Israel, and stop lying to yourself.
That's right.
And on that note, shalom.